Nicky Hawkins just come back from Ellen Road virtually. It was Leeds 1, West Ham 2. Ginge, a game that we was nice to see, by the way, but a game we was really, really in control of.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, good to see you, Nick. I think this is the first time that I've been on your show since obviously we've had to do things virtually. So it's always a pleasure to see you boys. I've been keeping up with all your content, so I haven't really been shying away. But it's nice to get back on the fan cams. Getting on
Nice
with
to
the
see you.
game. Sorry, what's that, mate?
I said it's nice to see you, mate. It's nice to have you back.
Cheers, mate. It's nice to be back. Game wise, I was a bit worried going in today's game. Obviously, knowing Leeds, they're not shy of scoring goals, but on the flip side of that, they're not shy of conceding goals either. So I knew that if we had our game plan right, we could get at them with our attacking threat and cause them some problems. But on the flip side of that as well, I knew how attacking Bielsa plays with his Leeds team, and they've got a quality team. You can't argue with that. I don't think their league position does them any justice.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were on point tonight. Few nervy moments, but yeah, I thought overall we were a much better team, much better football. Really, probably better chances. You could say it's a shame that we didn't score from open play and it was all set pieces.
Well, that's their Achilles heel, isn't it, Leeds? Half of their goals have come from set pieces this season, which is a bit of a damning stat. But listen, I thought we was brilliant. I said to the last fan cam, I think Benrahma made such a difference, and Moyes has got to take a lot of credit with that change of formation and bringing the players in he did.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've been saying it for the past few weeks now. You've got to start Benrahma. We've got to see what he's about because we can't go throughout the whole season just dropping him in here and there, or because we have lack of players to come in, so we just chuck Said Benrahma in. He needs to bed in and gel with the team. It's all well and good doing that in training, but as you know yourself, especially with Thames, training is a lot different to match. It's the same as training fitness is a lot different to match fitness. Your sharpness is a lot different. You have to be in the game playing to actually bed in and gel properly. Because anyone can look good at training.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But I just think that, with tonight, obviously the Masuaku thing was a big kick in the balls, really, when, because that just come out of the blue. And then we were sort of to start to struggle about. We all thought he was going to go 5 at the back, and we was going to move Cresswell out there. Diop was missing, so maybe that made his mind up a little bit. But when he played that side, we did concede a few chances, but we made a lot as well. Benrahma was brilliant, and the thing what I think sort of give us the edge tonight. I think we had the right amount of balance between hard work, grafters, and creative players because. Yeah, I think the only downside for me tonight was the performance of Sebastian Haller, which I think if we'd have had Antonio, I think we would have scored a hatful.
Different game, whole different game with Antonio, and it's. I mean, we don't need to tell anyone, but Antonio's work rate, his running, his off the ball movement. This is what a lot of people forget. Your off the ball work is just as important, if not in some cases more important than on the ball work, because there's going to be games where you're forever chasing a team like the likes of Liverpool, Man City. They're naturally going to have more possession, so you're constantly off the ball, and it's all about your positioning, your movement, and Antonio does that very well. Haller is not mobile, we know that, but today, like many games, his touch was awful.
You're a striker, Ginge. You're a centre forward. I was a centre forward back in the old days. What sort of body language is he getting off? Is it lack of confidence? Is it a lack of ability? What is it? Lack of interest?
I've liked to defend him a bit. I don't know why, to an extent. I don't know whether it's because secretly I want him to do well. Obviously, we all want him to do well, but I don't know if it's secretly the fact that I actually like him, but he just frustrates me. And being a striker myself, you know how I play. I'm like Antonio with the work rate and just constantly running and pressurising, pressing from the front, because that, to me, your first line of defence is attack. So if you're either sitting in with your midfield or just in front of your midfield and stopping the other team from playing through you, then that creates difficulty for the other team to try and break you down. Or if you're then chasing it, you could force an error and then go on and score or create something that leads to a goal or leads to a good chance. So his body language, it frustrates me because it does indicate quite a few things. Like I said, lack of interest. I think he is unconfident. He's not really got much confidence about it. But then when he went for the international break, he scored. He came back and he either started or sub. I can't remember now. I think was it the Sheffield United game? He scored.
Maybe, yeah.
So he came in, he scored, and then the following week he was dropped.
Fulham, he scored.
Fulham, yeah, sorry. Yeah, and he came into the West Ham team, scored, and then the following week we rushed Antonio back and dropped Haller and and that's not going to do anyone any confidence at all.
Yeah.
Like I've had it as a player. I've played well, come on and scored a couple of goals or whatever, and then the following week you've been dropped, and you think to yourself like
what more have I got to do?
Wrong? Yeah.
Yeah.
With me, obviously, it was a lot different, but with a professional footballer, especially if your only other striker has an injury and he's recovering, you're putting on people that don't even play as a striker before an actual striker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's going to make him think like anyone. Like if you went to work and you performed great, like you done something great for the company, I don't know, you saved them money, you're upselled, you promoted, you marketed your brands, and then you got like, I don't know, employee of the week, and then the following week that they done dirt on you, and they gave you a shit job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know.
I understand. So he has got some gripes, obviously. But listen, Ginger, how far can this team go? Because we're getting towards the business end of the year, Christmas time. It's always busy. We're still picking up points. We was unlucky last week. We're still creating chances. We've got minimal injuries at the minute. How far can this team go?
Well, that minimal injuries thing, that's been a blessing to us because we've got rid of a lot of players in the last 18 to 24 months and not really brung much personnel back into the squad. So that's been a blessing for us, really. But with this team that we've got, I think there's unity. I think there's belief in the camp, and I think they're doing very well, to be fair. And they're just riding this wave that they're on, and I'm just hoping that they don't just come crashing down because you can tell there is a spark there, and Moyes and the backroom staff have to take credit, whether you want him, liked him, or whatever. Regardless, you have to back him because for minimal funds, minimal backing, and the hard work that him and his backroom staff have put in, he's done a phenomenal job, like he did in the first stint, and then he got mugged off. But he's had a point to prove. He's had a point to prove. He wants to get his career back on track, and for me personally, I think he's done well. And even if we go on a little downward spiral and finish 11th, 12th in the end of the season, 13th maybe, I still think it's a progression from last season. So he's done all right. And I hope